few days ago I released what are in my eyes the top 5 mods of 2017 for gaming in general. Obviously I typically only cover Fallout 4 and Skyrim Special Edition mods, but this time I kind of branched out a little bit, spiced things up for all of you. Well, today, following a similar route, as you could tell by the title of this video, I actually want to take a look at some of the nominees for the Mod of the Year by ModDB. So anything can be nominated for this. It doesn't necessarily have to be consistently updated or the main hub being ModDB. And a lot of our favorite mods for Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, and even Skyrim are actually nominated on this list for one of the best mods of the year. The way this works is, over the past 4 weeks, a ton of mods were nominated, and the top 100 of those were curated into a nice list, and then these further being separated by game. Obviously, this is only the top 100. We want to know what are like the top 10, 5, and even the best mod of 2017. To be clear, these aren't mods necessarily released in 2017. It's actually broken up into 2 categories: released mods and upcoming mods. And some of those release mods are kind of iffy. It might have been a beta release a few years ago. They will be categorized then as a release mod, but all of these pretty much are having consistent updates, whether it be behind the scenes and just showing progress made, or actually downloadable updates that you can play. And again, there is just that upcoming category with mods that are not yet released. So more or less in this video, I wanted to run through some of the mods that are nominated for this. I'm going to link this down below so you guys can vote for some of these mods, and hopefully we'll get a Fallout or Skyrim mod to actually win, a Bethesda-based game mod. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think we have one of the best modding scenes out of all the games out there, and being able to show that through this outlet is kind of a nice gesture. So one of the first familiar faces that you may see nominated is Endrall. This is a massive mod being released in 2016. I think it came out in the summer of 2016. Basically what this is a mod technically, but more a totally new game built in Skyrim's engine. It's going to take you to the world of Endrall, where there's new quests, new side quests, new armors, NPCs, everything that you know and love, but it's not even connected to Skyrim. You launch this as a totally separate game. It's just dependent on, again, a lot of the similar assets as Skyrim, as well as it kind of uses Skyrim as an engine. This is a massive mod, probably one of the biggest mods we have for a Bethesda game right now. It is fully voiced. It has like 30 hours of estimated playtime. This is honestly something that's almost worth just buying Skyrim for, to get to experience this. Maybe you've been playing on Xbox and you want to try it out on PC, go buy Skyrim just to play Endrall. It's really worth the money. Either way, it definitely deserves a spot on this list. Obviously, it was nominated last year also, and last year it actually got 2nd place, so maybe that makes you feel like, you know what, it had its time to shine. Let's move on to something that's a little bit newer, a little bit fresher. Well, then we do have Fallout New California. This is going to be very similar to Endrall in the sense that it isn't really meant to be playing through Fallout New Vegas. It is its own standalone mod, giving you a totally new and fresh experience, actually being a prequel to Fallout New Vegas. So you play through this, then play through basic Fallout New Vegas. The reason this is getting nominated and I think deserves to win this year is, even though it technically is in the release category because they did have a beta release, I feel like this mod really found its identity this year. It was renamed from Project Brazil to Fallout New California because it is taking place in California. Project Brazil just being a work in progress name similar to the Project Scorpio with the Xbox. And even beyond all of that, this is really close to a final release. This is probably going to be 2018's mod of the year if it's not 2017, because we'll probably get a downloadable version in 2018. And it's honestly massive, adding in new factions, new quests, side quests, everything you know and love about modding is going to be included with this, giving you a totally new and fresh experience taking place in California, one of the most sought after places in Fallout lore. This is one definitely to be hyped for. I'm excited for this. I'm hoping to get like a beta or alpha version to be able to live stream and show to all of you. But you know what? Both of those are old games, but not that old. Let's actually take a step back even further, and that with the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. We also have a nomination for Morrowind Rebirth. This is a mod that's actually a few years old. There's been different versions coming out since 2011, but basically version 4.0 came out this year, and that was a massive step forward. Morrowind Rebirth is going to be a total overhaul of all the different textures and visuals in Morrowind. Even beyond that, it's bringing other changes to actually modernize this game. Things like making the Legion have variations within their rank, so it's not just the same character cloned 15 times. Mechanic changes like the way you attack enemies, different things to stamina. There is a ton going on with this mod, and again, this is a released one. You can download this right now and experience it. I was actually planning on making a video of it, and really the end goal here is to make Morrowind feel like an improved and more modern experience. They are actually consistently updating this. The last update was on December 8th, 2017. They've done a ton with this mod, and I definitely would give it your attention, even though it's an old game. Again, this is another one where it's almost a good idea to buy Morrowind on Steam right now, maybe it's on sale, just to experience this mod because of how much they're doing. Morrowind's cool and all that, and you know, I'm sure a bunch of you guys loved and played through that game, but we're not that old. So next we do have Skyblivion. This is going to be an upcoming mod for the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. If you don't know, Skyblivion is basically trying to recreate all of Oblivion within Skyrim. The goal being able to introduce Oblivion into some of the newer fans of the Elder Scrolls series. Obviously, the Elder Scrolls has been going on for, I think, what, 20 years at this this point, probably a little bit more. Obviously I wasn't playing some of those earlier games because, well, I wasn't even born yet. Fortunately, I was old enough to be able to play Oblivion, but I imagine some of you guys watching weren't. Oblivion again is trying to modernize this game, bringing it into Skyrim's engine and all the improvements that come along with this. They're looking at Oblivion itself in its base game version, but also some of the concept art of what those cities could have been. When Oblivion was released, the engine itself didn't have nearly the capabilities that we do have now with Skyrim. Limitations on certain things were put in place as a result of that, and having those now unlocked, getting a new, fresh experience is truly going to be amazing. I'm very excited for this mod. This is one of my most hyped mods overall because the team behind it is very dedicated. They've been doing a ton of work and a ton of great work. But as cool as that is, I always mention how I'm a Skyrim and Fallout 4 channel, but we know that's not really true. One of those games comes before the other, and Fallout 4 New Vegas is the next mod that is nominated. This is going to be another one nominated as an upcoming mod. Obviously, we don't have a released version of this yet. I've showed you guys a lot of this over the past few months and even year. It's had a lot of crazy stuff going on between total restarts of the mod, but over the past few months, you cannot deny that they've been putting out great work in progress concepts as well as some awesome weapon mods for us to download. Even just a few days ago, we got the Caravan Shotgun, which hopefully you do have installed on your Fallout 4 right now, and I know it's coming soon for Xbox users. Regardless, if you don't know, this is aiming to add in Fallout New Vegas into Fallout 4's engine, very similar to what Oblivion's doing with Oblivion in Skyrim's engine. One major difference here is, well, Fallout 4 New Vegas is much younger, but even beyond that, they've been releasing a ton of mods for us to download for Fallout 4 as they do build them along the way. This is a really cool mod. It's one of the youngest mods out of all of the ones I've showed you thus far. A lot of these actually have years behind them and hundreds of different mod authors. Fallout 4 New Vegas isn't necessarily on that scale, but still putting out a ton of great work, but it's actually not the newest. There's one that's even newer than that, and to end things off, we do have Apotheosis. I don't know, whatever. So there's going to be another one taking you back to some of the experiences you did have in Oblivion. This is going to be a very different experience though. I actually never made a video on this. I was going to, but then real life stuff came up. But basically the way this mod is going to work is it's going to take you into some of the world space of Oblivion, obviously recreated in Skyrim. This one is confirmed coming to Skyrim and Skyrim Special Edition on Xbox One and PC. But basically you're going to enter into a hub world. From there, there's going to be other worlds you can go to and take down 16 Daedric lords in order to claim a reward at the end, I'm sure, as well as there's just going to be a ton of cool experiences and story along the way. Again, this is going to be one of the youngest mods. I feel like I kind of gave you a good gist of it right now. It's hard to tell you too much without spoiling too much. They've done a really good job of this also. And honestly, this one's looking very promising. It's not as much of an overhaul as some of these other ones, but at the same time, that means this is going to be much more manageable and probably finished in 2018 like they say it is. So yeah, those are the mods for Fallout 4 and Skyrim nominated for ModDB's top 100 mods, or really top 10 mods, which we'll get in about 10 days. I'm going to have links to the full list located down below. If you're a player of other games, I would actually look at some of their mods. There's a lot of cool stuff out there, a lot of cool stuff I didn't cover, but these are definitely the ones that have drawn my attention the most. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. As always, I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.